Hello and welcome in this Q&A video. We just reached 1000 subs on YouTube and for that I wanted to say thank you. If you're new to this channel, here's a quick presentation. Here you can find various VR rhythm games in third person. I got 3 different avatars, Ori, Jin and this silly Nardo dragon. I'm not talking that much, videos are music based and you can make some requests for Beat Saber. But sometimes you can see me play VRChat with other people, which is always a lot of fun. By the way, I'm French, so I'm sorry if sometimes my accent sounds awful. Do not bonk me, please. Oui, oui, baguette, croissant, au chocolat. Alright, let's go for the video. How do you Ori? And someone replied, you bash away from water. Well, that's not really a question, but I think I got it. I guess you wanted to say, how do you play as Ori? In that case, that's pretty simple. I found a 3D model of Ori on Sketchfab made by Christian Lagrange. It was not rigged. That means the model is basically an empty shell. To use it, we need to put some bones in it. A bone is an articulation which allows to move a part of the body. I asked one of my friends to do that because I was still a beginner on Blender. After that, we need to make this model compatible for VR. I found a person on Fiverr to do it for me. Next, we put this model into a software like LIV to bring our character to life. With my VR gear, most of my body is tracked, which allows the model to move like me. LIV is basically adding a layer with my character in front of each games I'm playing. That creates the illusion that my character is inside the game itself. But keep in mind that it's just an illusion. The only game where my character is really inside is Beat Saber. Thanks to Naluluna Avatar mod, my 3D model is literally inside the game, which allows nice tricks like dynamic lights, the reflection on the mirror and many other nice little features. Maybe you also noticed some other VTubers using a different method to add their character for playing non-VR games. For them it's a bit different. Like me, they do need their model to be in a specific format to work with. The only difference is that the tracking is not powered by VR gear, but by a camera. They're using a software called VSeeFace that is converting the video stream of their camera to apply their movements to their 3D model. They also can use nice third-party software in addition, like VTuber Plus, to let the Twitch chat interact with their avatar. I know it's look difficult said like this, but when you start to understand how it works, you realize that is not that hard. Plus, if you want a specific thing, there's surely a lot of tutorials on YouTube to help you with what you plan to do. Are you gonna do another VRChat video? Probably yes, but it's a lot of work, and the editing process gives me a lot of stress. In a video, rhythm is the most important thing. You can have the best camera, the best microphone, the best idea of the world. If the rhythm is bad, your entire video may be not enjoyable to watch. Rhythm is most of the time subjective and each editor can have his own style. But if you want a simple example, imagine a character making a joke. If the sound effect, the music or the other protagonist supposed to reply to the joke is played half a second too early or half a second too late, it can ruin the entire gag. Playing with the rhythm is like being an equilibrist. You always need to find the perfect balance, which is really hard sometimes. If you ever worked on an editing, you probably know that feeling. Do you like coffee, tea or both? I hate coffee. Tea? It's just favorite hot water. Eee. The only acceptable thing is iced tea. Okay. I probably shocked a lot of people here, and you're probably thinking of unsubscribing now. So, to be forgiven, here's a funny anecdote. I'm working as a taxi driver in real life. As you can expect, I'm driving people from point A to point B. Easy. Usually, taxi drivers are waiting to strategic spots to young customers like train stations, airports. However, I'm living in a small rural town, which means not a lot of trains, no tramways, no subways, no airport. And the buses are so rare that if you miss yours, you have to wait 1 hour for the next one. In rural zones like this, if you don't have a car, you're screwed. So everybody got a car in here. Of course, that's logic. So you don't need to call a taxi. Being a taxi driver here is like being a fisherman in the desert. Nobody needs a taxi, except for going to the hospital. Here, if someone needs to see a doctor or need to follow a cure at the hospital, you can call for a taxi. Why? Well, that's a good question. It's because in France we do have the Grail, the Holy Social Security, which means your transport is entirely refunded. Hold on a second. You told us that everybody got a car, so why don't they use it to go to the hospital by their own? Well, that's simple. First of all, most of our customers are old people or can't use their car anymore because of their disease. And here, if you want to go to the hospital, you need to drive 50 kilometers minimum. Gas is expensive, taxi is free, the choice is simple. Okay, that's for the context. So one day I had to drive one of our customers to the hospital. It was a bit special because we were not supposed to go to the casual hospital, but to a prestigious medical clinic, which was very far away. So as usual, I parked my car in front of the house of the customer, I knocked at the door to say, "Hey, I'm here, let's go to an adventure." But this time the customer offered me to drink something before the long drive. Here's a reconstitution. "Hey, I'm here, let's go to an adventure."
Hello, I'm almost ready to go. Do you want to drink a little juice before we go?
Oh, a little juice. I wonder what kind of juice it is. Probably orange or apple juice. I like orange juice. It is surely orange juice. Well, I usually don't accept, but why not? I mean, we are not late, and an orange juice can be refreshing. Yeah, sure. And then I realized how naive I was. Sometimes when someone wants to offer you a cup of coffee, they're saying little juice. Maybe there was still time to stop the running machine. I changed my mind. Too late. There is no more escape. Am I going to end like this? Slain by a small, inoffensive cup of coffee? No, wait. Last time I tried coffee, it was many years ago. Maybe as I grew up, my taste has changed. There's only one way to find out. Slowly, but surely.
What is it, Peterson?
I'm not sure. I feel a disturbance.
That was horrible. The taste was the same in my memories. Bitter, strong, no sugar, just coffee. I got this taste in my mouth during hours after that. Never, ever. Why did you decide to be Origin? I chose that name because there were a double pun intended. If you say it quickly, you can think it's origin. And also because in the Islamic culture, a jinn or jinn is a supernatural creature. It mostly refers to a spirit. And guess what? Ori and jinn are spirits. And of course, it's because I loved Ori games. And why are you such a cutie? I'm not cute. Nyman is. What? Hello Ori. Hope you are having a good day or night. How did you find out about Ori and Beat Saber and why play as Ori? Hey, well, thank you. Hope you're having a nice day as well. I discovered Beat Saber when it was released. I exclusively bought a VR headset to play this game, because I love rhythm games and virtual reality is so cool. My first VR headset was the PlayStation VR. No mods, no custom songs, but it was a nice way to have a first taste of virtual reality without burning my wallet. After that, I bought an Oculus Quest to play Beat Saber everywhere and put custom songs. And a few weeks later, I discovered Ritual Neo's YouTube channel, and I was like, okay, I want to do that. What do I need? We had good times together, buddy, but now it's time to say goodbye. So yeah, I maybe bought Beat Saber 3 times. On the PlayStation Store, on the Quest Store, and on Steam. I don't have any regrets. So I needed a character for making Beat Saber videos. I was already in the furry community, but I didn't want it to have an avatar with generic textures. And then I thought about Ori. As a big fan of the games, I thought it was a good idea to play as Ori. And we're back to the first question. I found a 3D model of Ori on Sketchfab made by Christian Lagrange. I'ma go with the basic ones. What's your favorite game, not counting Ori games? Music and food. Oh, and also, how did you come up with Jean, the character? That's a difficult one. There's so many cool video games, it's too hard to pick only one, especially if I can't choose Ori games. But if I need to choose one I really enjoyed, it's probably The Last of Us. I know it's not original at all, but I really love the story, the narration, the gameplay. It's not like a Marvel movie, it's just the story of two characters trying to survive in a desolated world. The story of Ellie and Joel. How their relationship evolved despite the atrocity of humankind. A story about love. Which is absolutely not the case of the part 2. About music, same, it's difficult to choose only one. But I think one of my favorite is The Wolf by Siamese. Food? Sushis. For Jean, the idea was simple. With Ori as the only character to play Beat Saber, I was restricted with music genres. I wanted to play different music styles, so another character was needed. I wanted this character to be like an alter ego of Ori, and this is how Jean come up. There's actually no lore about him, but a good friend and I are working about a video about Jean's origins. Stay tuned. What are some of your music inspirations and why? I love guitar and orchestral music genres. It is mostly in video games I find my inspirations. But like editing a video, a good music is nothing without a good staging. In my opinion, a good music mixed with a good staging is the only way to hit your feelings and makes you remember an important scene. And that's what I'm looking for when I play a video game, watch a movie or a series. Here's for me some good examples. Beware of spoilers. If you don't want to get spoiled, here's some timestamps.
No matter what, you keep finding something to fight for. Now, I know that's not what you want to hear right now.
Swear
Belle,
to
but
me. Swear to me that everything that you've said about the Fireflies is true.
I swear.
Okay.
It is a good life we lead, brother.
The best. May it never change.
And may it never change us.
I'm here.
Oh no.
Can you stand up?
Yes.
He's there.
Yes.
Do you know what you have to do?
Yes.
Akisoi Jizi, Akena Takizi, Obizi, Otsa Mizi, Agishi Wo Nizi, Yetara Sastazi, Atiketan, Inoi Arone Tu, Agutri Ku.
If you want more heartbreaking moments like this, I suggest you this video. I don't know if I answered correctly to your question, but I wanted to talk about those games. What's your favorite VR game? Guess. Hello Ori, how about this question? Where did your idea of being a YouTuber come from? Hello Zero, and thank you for the question. Well, since I was a teenager, I always been thinking about making something creative. When I discovered Windows Movie Maker, I knew it was something that I really wanted to do. I started by creating some little movies with stick figures fighting each others. Then I used Minecraft to make videos with storytelling. And over the years, I became the creator you know. I wonder when are you gonna play games like Party Animal or any type of game on your streams. It's not planned. I want my content to be VR and rhythm music games only. I know it's a niche, but when you are subscribing to a YouTube channel, you are expecting for the content you subscribe for and nothing else. If you want to see me play other games, you can join Sunclaw's Twitch channel. We sometimes play together with all the floofs to various games. Hi Jin, I was wondering if you're going to bring back the Twitch streams. I see you noticed I was less and less active on Twitch. There's multiple reasons for that. First of all, I'm living with a roommate. He recently found a new job and he needs to wake up early in the morning to go to work, so I can't really stream and make noise. I can easily choose another time to stream, of course, but I recently had a health issue that sapped my motivation. Without entering details, imagine if we were in a Dungeons & Dragons session. You need to create a character to play a campaign. And I'm pretty sure this is what happened when my parents created my character for the campaign named Life.
Oh look, with the blind trait we can have a 50% boost in magic spells.
How will he be able to hit enemies if he's blind, Daniel?
Okay, fine. Can barely see, but it only gives a 20% boost. Alright, your turn now. Roll a dice for the Constitution.
Yep, my character is existing, I guess. Have you ever considered doing new things apart from Beat Saber and VRChat? As I mentioned before, I want my YouTube channel to be VR and rhythm music games exclusive. But you can also find other videos than Beat Saber and VRChat. There's Cybrid, Ragnarok, Pistol Whip, Against, and Synth Riders video. There's also some shorts of my streams. What's your favorite thing to do in VRChat? Chill and gives head pats and hugs. That's so relaxing. Hi Hori, hope you have a wonderful day! Send sparks of joy. Well, my day is wonderful thanks to you now. Here it is! I answered all your questions. I would like to thank you all for your support. I'm not expecting to have a big community, it's not my goal, but having such a wonderful small community like you is all I could hope for. You bring me so much, I just hope I can give you as much as you give me. Thank you again, and see you for some VR adventures!